Wake up, wake up, 502 is going down on People's Saturday morning. This is your boy, 96.1 FM, 1458 AM, radio. Raashaan Myers, wake up, 502, coming to you live on a beautiful May Saturday morning. People, I am so excited to be here. We are live and up and rolling. So many things to get into. So many things to talk about. Local basketball, Kentucky basketball. We have playoffs going down. We have official NCAA tournament news. Just so many things happening. I am very, very excited to get things going. We got Twitter and YouTube and Facebook back up and running. So that's beautiful. We got all the folks online joining us. We have everybody driving around Houston. It's a little bit nice out. It's a beautiful day. And I'm just here to talk about it all with you. And I tell you what, it has been unbelievable. This is the thing that I love about, they always say like a dog days. Really dog days is nothing. There's always something happening. There's always something going on. And with that being the case, there's always has free conversation. So we're gonna get into that. I saw an alien on the basketball court last night. I'm super, super excited to talk about him as well. But yeah, there's been so many things happening. In the world of Louisville athletics, so many things happening in the world of college athletics that super, super excited about. And hey, I'm just in the studio. I'm glad to have you back in the studio as well. Hey, Harrington, good morning, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am doing very, very well. This is a beautiful day outside. Nice. You know, right now, we're doing a conversation. That's super nice. I know we were out and about. We were not here in Turkey last week. We were, out running around. How did all these things go?
Man, everything's been pretty good, man. Everything's been pretty good. But once again today, I'm off running again because today is senior prom.
Senior prom. That is right. Your girl is
Yes, I know, right? It's crazy. We just signed up for college orientation the other day.
excited about the prom.
I think she will be.
No, no.
No. I mean, she is. I mean, she is. She's excited. It's just that when you go to manual, still got tests and everything else. So she's completing her AP test, and it was so now that she's gotten that kind of pass, so now she can kind of take a deep breath and enjoy the moment. They have been made. They have been made. She's going to Loyola, Chicago.
Wow. Okay, so it's official.
It's official.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. I know she's excited about it.
Very.
It's so cool. She's so
I mean, it's right like in downtown Chicago too. It's like right on Lake Michigan, right off Lakeshore Drive. So right in the downtown Chicago. So she's excited.
that's awesome. I've been going to I know I know Harold's Chicken quite a bit.
Get Harold's Chicken now like more than once or twice a
Yeah.
year.
It's not is your wife from Harold's Chicken?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations to her. I'm super, super excited for that. It's awesome. I'm glad that you made all the way from here right from down south chopping up the good stuff good. Glad to have you back in the studio, brother. As long as you end up on it, we're gonna have to stay in the studio. And basically, I talked to I and I don't know if you knew this, but I did a impromptu drop in on your episode
What?
no, wait a second. Here's the thing. I got out. I just dropped it on KRP. No longer changed it up. No longer was my brother.
Hmm.
But now with his job with
With the bats.
on the bat, so he now has put a co-host earlier. Well, all the different things you got to say my mouth on Wednesday on Raw Coffee is going to be in the building today. Maybe see him I feel like Roman goes hard on the outside.
I mean, the man just goes hard all the time. I mean, the man's like doing like he's producing literally like three shows.
Yeah.
He's the
No,
voice of the Kings.
Roman is the poster boy for he's no Jack. So,
He can do it.
yeah, Saturday morning is not conducive for Roman for Saturday. So, I don't get it. He did say that he was going to give us a call. Hopefully, he's going to give us a buzz and we'll get up on the see if they can talk about the city and everything. So, hey, Harrington, there's been a lot happening. There's been a lot going on.
Man.
I want to get your thoughts on,
So I mean, the changing landscape of college athletics
it's unbelievable.
is insane. Like watching it slowly, not even slowly morph, but quickly morph into pro sports, but like a different Frankenstein version of pro sports.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, because there's so many things happening. Shout out to Michael Sparrow, longtime individual, athletic director here at Wake Forest, frequently with the football coaching game with the SID. They make the announcement that he's no longer going to be part of that.
And all the other SIDs as well, because he's not the only one.
Yeah, but he's of course he's the guy that we work most closely with, and and I know very well know him and everything. So we have a lot of things going on at the landscape of U of L. There's just a lot of different things. Some of the roles of sports information directors, the kind of roles that the athletic department play. How we sit in this NIL era. Um, in the state of college athletics. It's moved today. We have different sponsorships, different flyers, things of that nature.
Right, and you wonder how long a school like U of L, which has a dedicated and loyal fan base, but may not have enough deep pocketed contributors. Like, how long can they keep up competing
I mean,
in
say that, but football
well, no.
has a top tier league as of right
Okay,
now.
see, now what I was about to say was, how can they keep competing in all the other Olympic sports as well? Yeah, and that's the difference because for a while, and I know a lot of people like when Tom was here, we were going hard in baseball, soccer was good. We had almost a national champion tennis team and golf team and diving team, and we had a strong track presence there for a while, and we had all these other things. But that's in a bygone era
Yeah.
that's never coming back. So like now, how does a school like U of L compete with outside of your two major staples of basketball and football? Like how do you find other money for your other sports to compete at the level we used to competing, or like one of the administrators and board of trustees of Louisville said, and some of these other sports may be nothing more than over glorified in intramural sports going forward. And it's just because of money.
I mean, like just I think I saw a page that USC had just fired their head coach. Their head coach is like an associate head coach because the program didn't like him.
Yeah.
And they were letting him go because more than likely because of just the simple fact that they don't have the resources. And I do it. And it's the same thing that a lot of sports programs are experiencing today. I don't think a lot of things that you see outside of their reporting. And the hope is that I think with the NIL structure and just the nature of the fact that NIL is going to be able to it feels like the Olympic sports versus revenue generating sports. Those are the best sports.
I mean, honestly, the only thing I can think of is you look at the conference structure the way it is now, and that would just be for men for football and men's basketball, maybe women's basketball, and then you'll have a completely separate conference structure for all the other sports, and to go back to be more regional, where you can take buses and things of that nature to where it's more affordable. Yeah, I mean, and the colleges are fighting it. The NCAA doesn't want the salary cap because that means that players have to be at that point they're employees, and that's something that they don't want. But I mean, they're going to have a salary cap or something that curtails the wild wild west of spending. Well, not only that, but you don't see schools like U of L, uh, Memphis, and others that are on this kind of like, I mean, Memphis on the same level, but you know what I'm saying? Will be constrained on what they can do because like U of L even wrote like a nice, penned a nice column even talking about this, saying that we're quickly becoming the have and have nots where the out of control spending NIL for your top football and basketball talent, you're going to start carving out the middle class of college athletics. No, because I mean, especially now the Big Ten, didn't he just sign like a private equity deal, literally just like a couple weeks ago? You can't. It's making it's horrible. I mean, I have no words because like you can't keep up this wild wild west of unlimited spending on football and basketball. You just can't do it. It's not good for the sport. It's not good for the schools. It's not good for anything. And it's not only are you putting like tons of pressures on schools to professionalize sports on a collegiate level, but because there's no structure, every school is doing it differently, so it's not uniform. And so you just have these complete mismatches of how you raise money, how you organize money, and everything else. And it's just a very untenable situation. Like, at least in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, there's a set of rules everybody plays by, right? Like, like these are for office staff. Yeah, they may change a little bit from team to team, but everything's pretty much the same. Your salary cap structures, the guys who figure out how much guys get paid. What guys get paid when they go to different schools or different teams. It's a whole different level on a professional level.
college athletics has been like, and essentially the first initiative college, it's always been about intelligence networks. Because they have never had strong enough leadership to say, look, this is what we need to do. All these schools, all these universities, all these colleges, like all been doing what they can to make as much for their players as they can.
Or in this case, try to lose as least amount of money as possible. And it's really just crazy. Like going to 7-16s, like nobody in their right mind thinks that's a good idea. That's diluting your product. That is, I mean, it's just a horrible idea to expand a tournament this way. But I get it from the NCAA's perspective because they got squeezed as much money as they can out of college basketball because they get zero from college football. So for them, this is their cash cow. And because of the hierarchy of sports, college basketball really only makes money in March. For the NCAA, it only makes money in March. So you got to squeeze as much out as you can, and they're trying to squeeze as much out of it as you can. And hopefully, some of the smaller schools that when they make the tournament get a nice little payday to keep them going. Hopefully, this will help them. But man, it's just like you're really diluting the product. It's gonna be much easier to make the tournaments. It won't be as special to make the tournament now. Um,
And your punishment is more of the not the punishment, it's more of the losing point of the like I don't like and to me that's my issue that like let's go to the smallest example that it's like I hate having Mississippi Valley State play the Super Lions. Like I don't that's not fair. That they barely have a top 10 group every year. They're basically the only top 10 tournament in their conference. And now once you win the conference tournament, and you have a chance to take on Goliath, instead of taking on Goliath, you're taking on some other, you know, trap school for the chance to play. What I mean?
yeah,
I never liked that.
and this is also a way for the bigger conferences just to jam it full of more of their teams.
Yes, yes. See, like I feel like it should have been a situation where you letting, um, having all the 12 seasons. You know what I'm saying? You want to have eight 12 seeds and eight 11 seeds and let them have to play these tournaments for those 11 and 12 spots. Fine. Let the big schools play the other big schools. Leave the little schools there. That's the way I would have liked it better. If they would have done, if they would have done added 16 teams by adding by just adding all the one to two, excuse me, the one to 11 to 12 in the tournament. To me, that would have been a better product. It would have been a bigger thing to do, and I think that would have left a stronger like that just struck me as they've gotten some weird confidence in this before. Sometimes you gotta go, but all that to say that things are changing.
Quickly.
With college athletics, I was actually reading this book recommended one of the Mark Cohen was interesting. And he has done something. Have you seen these COVID movies?
I have not.
You have not. Okay, so as you know, University of Louisville is still losing money every year. We have a visitor here. We're going to talk about that. After we come back from break. But the movie's been done. Production has missed a lot of guys, most notably Michael Phelps and Lane Reed. So the production has not done the best job.
They haven't got that bell cow yet that they were.
They haven't gotten their song.
They haven't gotten that star yet. And I know for Kentucky, it has to kill them because they are the bluest of blue buds when it comes to college basketball. And for them not to get a bevy of five, I'm not a bevy, but not to get like one of the biggest recruits in the portal has to be killing them.
Well, and you have to look at it. Like, if you want to recruit them, that's all. It's like, whether they're Kentucky Roll
And honestly, they should be fussing.
I mean, it's a question to be had of why Coach, because Coach put together a solid squad. Kentucky doesn't have a solid team, but
But
what
but
Coach
it's just solid. That's the problem. You're at Kentucky. Solid doesn't work.
and this is where this is where we talk. So Coach in this video says,
Zero.
Zero. The 14 of the top 20 kids, and not a single kid was in it, which is crazy. And the coach answered that question. And he was like, yeah.
I'm weird.
He was like, well, first of all, you only have 14 this time. I know they have all the time. Like, but I knew that some of those types of young people in it. You want to make them better. And he's done a good job of answering questions like, like, are we asking the coach and encouraging them yesterday and giving them one suggestions and like yesterday coach yesterday.
Oh no. Oh no. I. What would Ned Flanders pick as his hype song?
It was interesting.
I have no idea.
He picked 50 Cent Skinny Bitch,
What?
which of course, it got people hating on it. So it goes with the mini bid, and I thought that was interesting. So I tweeted out yesterday that I was like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of conductors that either don't know what that song is about or don't understand that the coach is mad at them. Honestly, like calling out the coach like because everybody's been hating on him. And he's talking about the music go and he's not the guy and he's not getting it done. So he went to the mini bid and just said, put that on it. That's his song. And I just thought that was like
That's hilarious.
just perfect.
The fact he knows Many Men is just.
Just so funny. I did not expect it.
I did not either. I was expecting some. You know what? I had no idea what to expect. I'll be some. I thought it'd be something from Kenny Chesney or I don't know. Many Men wasn't it.
No, it was not. Like, so the fact that he went with that, and like I said, it was the symbolism in it, like the messaging that he was sending out. I was like, this is going to be
The fan base.
on his end.
I mean, but honestly though, if I was a UK fan, yeah, I'll be mad too. I mean, because this isn't what you signed up for at all.
And look, this is my thing. Like, after I see that, Ethan Ross used to be the guy who hosted the show. He kind of just represented the country and just wanted to, again, try to be successful and want to have good people around him. And I was like, look, if folks who feel that you can get good people, maybe just successful. Okay, get people. Don't tear it down. Like, and I know. And I was like, first of all, in this new era of college athletics, you're not going to have a single coach dominate any sport. That's just what it is. Football,
I
whatever.
mean, IU showed you that last year.
I was like, the problem is the Kentucky fans were already upset in the past and frustrated with Dallas for the second time. And now they're sitting there frustrated with Clemson coach. And I was like, y'all gotta understand, it's a new era now. Like and guys like one guy was real honest, like, well, why you find a new system? I was like, well, we can always question a program here and there that's had some success over the last few years. But those are two the outliers.
Well, honestly though, if you ask most Duke fans, they'll be kind of salty too because they've had like two championship, like literally,
Yeah.
they've had two championship caliber teams and still couldn't get it done.
And then Tom Coleman was never even in that tournament.
Yeah,
No, they actually did. They didn't get Tom.
none of them did. Yes,
Right. Those guys lost to Duke.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like you literally had two championship caliber teams. You've had their best player in college basketball 2 years in a row and still couldn't get it done.
And that was kind of my thing. Like, it kind of goes back to what we were talking with Joe Evans is that, and this is where I'm talking about yesterday. It's a year-to-year basis. So, like, everything has changed. And, to me, I'm like, the Kentucky fans, even if supposedly we come in and show that we can make it feel that we can, have some success.
But the days of stockpiling talent
Yeah, like,
are
it's never going to be back to
are
what it
over.
is now.
Yeah,
Like, it's got to go. And, like, because of that, we're just not even there.
I mean, it is what it is. And this new day and era, it now depends more on. I think in college basketball, it's like who can you convince to stay? and build around them. Like, can you get a guy to stay in your program at least 2 years so they really, really know the system, and then backfill them with talent to propel yourself to the Final Four? I think that is the secret sauce now in college basketball. That and having, getting bigger, being able to bully people in the paint, being able to play, I hate to say this, but like an 80s style NBA basketball now, right? Um, it's kind of like the new thing, but the secret sauce is, can you convince guys to stay more than a year? And that's the hard part. Like, can you convince like your really good players to stay at least 2 years so you can build around them?
That's what the coach was talking about. Is average break and back and whatever level or you get that. I have to start on what little together. I have to start on I want to be able to start on how coach does it. That much more. You are listening to Wake Up 5 Time out is Nathan Andrew. We'll be back.
Okay, okay. I mean, he's mad famous now. Yes. I mean, he's addressed the issue big time. To me, the biggest thing was getting guys on a coaching staff that know how to, coach big men. And then you went out there and you got big men from the coach, which is awesome. I'm excited to see how he, I want to say, changes his system, but how he, let's say, augments his system. I guess would be a better word, or how he enhances the system, kind of to take advantage of the size. That's what I'm interested in. Like, how is everything kind of going to mix together? How is he going to still get the running in, the shooting in, everything else I know he wants to do, but incorporate, big men.
Well, and that's one of the things that Tony was still working on. Also said he thought that even though it's going to start to get slow down, now he don't play out of his size with the guys that are coming up in the on his team, 9 guys that are under 6 foot tall, that are the guys he's seen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Kobe's gonna slow down very fast. I don't think that Kobe's going to start walking the ball up and going big threes and that. Like we used to see. When I look at Jackson Johnson, I look at maybe the difference between the out and stuff like that. He started out with Aaron Johnson. As soon as he came up, Aaron Johnson, over there, I think these guys, all these guys are going to play, and to me, they're still going to run. I expect they're going to have more down attack. There's going to be a lot more rim pressure. There's going to be a lot more attack instead of using the shot. But okay, but I don't think nobody's putting this strong of a 10-man unit together to go out there and walk the ball up and play. And, we're going to just have our starters play 35 or 40 minutes, so we're going to have this slow team. That's wrong. I might be with you. I mean, my son, this is what he played. I think he's going to play with his size and this is his size. But he did have a smart weapon guy who left the man. So I let him spot that. This type of physical man, one name out of man, the weapon man. That honestly, they were. It is right, and I'm going to work those in play. I'm going to turn it into a weapon. I guess you got a whole slide leather. You can't. I think so. It's a matter of how you know that there's not a spot over where that are grow like. So now you get that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And yes. So Louisville is fine. You tell the guy that they want. Young man, I put one out 2 weeks ago and another man about a week ago. That you play, yes. Yeah, I was going to love that. But also, yeah, how much tape you get that on that you see? Yeah, I think it's okay. I was watching. He's actually tonight was came last weekend. That was really good. He played in the World Cup in that game, and I forgot that he was that good. But yeah, it was good. Somewhere out there had some of those nice plays, had a steal, had a dunk, knocked down some shots, brought some energy. First quarter, we had like 7 shows how unique the style was. But the thing that the thing I love about today is that Coach brought in a bunch of guys that not only besides that have a lot of but also all these guys have the potential to take the field and be competitive. Like all these guys have eyes. And that's like, Jay has a quick market where he can get he really has a seal that he can get a lot higher than that. Same thing with London Johnson. A lot of these guys, his ceiling is unbelievable. So like for me, I feel like Justin did a great job of bringing in no quantitative talent, but also guys that have the ability to get a lot. Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and it was his versatility. Like for me, Barnabox is more your physical downfield, get to the rim guy, and then James will come in and give you 6'8", quick release,
I'm
start
gonna
to
have a seat right here.
but down there. He's like both guys have great size and pace.
Yep, everything's working. So my phone on there. Hmm?
It feels like Coach Kelsey has hit all the right notes. Let me ask both of you guys: is there anything that like? Let's say James goes ahead, he makes this change, and Coach Kelsey has had a great track record of keeping him consistent. Let's just say James is in. We already talked about the numbers. James is in. They're not winning. They're not winning. Well, James not in. Is there anything else that you guys think
Now I think it's just to find a bunch of role players and kind of fill them in. Yeah, just well, we know Coach Kelsey loves his guards, so I'm pretty sure that some of these positions will be like another guard, another point guard. You need to fill in. If you can, if you find a little wing out there or another wing or two, that'd be perfect. Just kind of fill them in. And like we said earlier, man, if you can get somebody that you think may be able to stay another year, or, Coach, yeah, because Coach Kelsey has actually been pretty good at getting his developmental guys to stay at least 2 years. So if you get another guy, develop another guy you can bring in, you can teach your system to, that can learn this system, um, preferably like a point guard. They come in there, learn the system, get things going. I think that's where we want to go. Just kind of fill the roster out. Mm.
being joined in studio with a special guest. We got our man Chris King on the line with us. Chris, good morning, brother. How you doing?
Good morning, good morning.
So happy to have you, the Free Furniture Store, in the building. We also have our man, the myth, the legend, one of the greatest ever do it. Jay Hass is on the line with us. Jay Hass, good morning. How you doing, sir? Man, it's a lot happening. We got a full back. I'm excited. I got everybody. We got Roman Kelly on the line. We got Hayden Hanson in the studio. We got Jay. We got Chris Cannon in the building. Feet first, talking about all the good things going on. So, Chris, it's been a little while since we had you on, man. Great sponsor here. How you been doing? What's been going on?
Well, it's been wonderful, man. It's been great. Business has been great. Been helping a lot of people. Since the last time me and you had spoke and you had got orthotics, it has been a uptick with everybody in the community dealing with us with the orthotics. So it's been going great.
Good. So glad to hear, of course, your office over there in Southern Indiana had a great opportunity to get in there with you and see all the business you do over there at the Feed First Store. So, just kind of talk a little bit about the store, just for everybody, just to catch everybody up. For people that are hearing you for the first time, just kind of talk about the Feed First Store and what you guys do.
So what we do over at the Fee First stores, we do customized fittings. It's a little bit different than anybody else that would approach this. So we basically check your balance, check your gait, checking for pressure, and how you've possibly arrived at your situation. A lot of people were dealing with common causes of plantar fasciitis, neuropathy, neuromas, and then dealing with hip pain, knee pain, and back pain and shoulder pain, and typically doesn't know what generally causes these issues. So with us, with Feet First, we do custom orthotics and balance alignment orthotics, but we utilize any and every shoe. So you don't have to adjust and make any kind of changes to your normal repertoire. Our orthotics are a bit different because when you go to a podiatrist or physical therapist, you'll get custom orthotics, yes, but they'll only last you about a year and a half to 2 years, basically the length of their warranty. The caveat with us is those orthotics have a lifetime warranty. When they flatten out, you come in, resize, refit, you get them that moment. Also, with that being said, you have that lifetime warranty, meaning that as long as you don't lose a set of supports, we'll resize, refit for the entirety of your lifetime.
Oh wow! No, so that's amazing. On a lifetime warranty. So let me ask you a question. So if I wanted to get, if I'm in back pain or it hurts when I walk and I want to get fitted, do I have to come in the store or can you come out meet me someplace or?
That's a good question. So a lot of times we do what we call outside fittings, especially like for big companies and corporations. We just signed a contract with a corporation that have over 450 people. All of them, of course, can't make it to our location, which is Parker and Hannafin. So we'll go to the location, do the fittings, and we'll do the fittings there and get the prints and take it there. So sometimes, if the situation permits, we'll definitely do outside fittings. A lot of times people don't have adequate transportation, so we'll come to those outside fittings. Yes.
Awesome.
Some of the great things about the organized from how they jump folks out. So let me just ask you, just to get through this. Roman Kelly, our own Roman Kelly, he tore his knee up. He probably was George now. Trying to go out there and face down block somebody. Went down and had to have surgery. Had to have knee surgery. He's back. Roman, how close are you to 100%? 91%, but he's 91% back from his
knee surgery.
How can
Torn meniscus, that's typically the case. Go ahead, the question.
No, so my question was, like, for a guy like Roman, like, even though it's the knee and not the foot, can the orthotic help to, kind of aid in his, not just his recovery, but just in his day-to-day, because Roman wants to be active.
1,000%. That's typically the case. A lot of times people get the misconception that orthotics are for somebody elderly or usually little children. It's people that do rigorous work with their body, not just people that work in factories and things like that, but athletes. We sell our athletic line of supports. They most typically need them more than most anybody because of the pressures that they put on their feet. A lot of professional athletes, 90% of those guys have orthotics in their feet. They're not utilizing shoes off the rack from Champ somewhere. They're literally, their feet are worth millions of dollars. Of course, they have something to protect it, and it's typically orthotics that do that. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So let me ask you, so all right, so Chris, and I think this is kind of one of the things about that, is that you said that not only are the orthotic systems, but also provide a lot of social protection. Is that right? So that actually some assistance that you need to get these things.
Yes, sir. So what we do is these orthotics, let's say you go to your podiatrist, a physical therapist, and then of course they deem you that you need orthotics. At that point, you'll have your doctor's admission, but we still would need CPT codes. So meaning that we would give you the CPT codes and you would submit them to your insurance, and they'll pay for some, none at all, but it just depends upon the insurance, but 80% of them actually take it. But there's been some changes also with insurance, just like braces. But yes, typically they're going to pay for those or pay for a portion of those. And we give you the CPT codes at that moment.
And the other thing that I really love about it, how long do these last?
They typically last about 1.5 to 2 years adequately before you need to swap them out, depending upon lifestyle. So you go. Absolutely.
There you go.
And that's why we sponsor a lot of pickleball players and so forth. That's kind of how we got, a lot of people is that they play pickleball, they play soccer, and they would get into a meniscus and issues like that, causing, a lot of pressure, lower back pain, sciatic nerve issues. Come in and literally fix it. So I always tell people before they even come through our doors, check our reviews. There's a reason why we have 5 stars, over 150 plus reviews. There's a reason for it.
And I was gonna say, now that sounds like Jay had.
Yeah.
Jay had, bad back, bad knees.
Two bad knees.
I saw Jay taking the trash out the other day. I didn't know if he was gonna make it to the sidewalk. So, when you got a brother like Jay had, he's trying to get around, he's trying to live his best life. I feel like that's something that's gonna be able to help him out, especially if I had
Absolutely. He's utilized supports before and make a testament to what they've done and what they do. So again, when it comes to the orthotics, it's typically a 75% success rate. And if it doesn't work completely, it's usually some sort of user error or it's beyond your feet. So again, it not a complete cure-all, but will definitely help tremendously with any sciatic nerve issues, hip pain, knee pain, back pain, even Morphin's disease.
Mm-hmm.
Chris has done great things. I love talking about it. As passionate as I am about basketball, little athletics, football, all that good stuff, Chris is passionate about feet. I've never seen a brother that's passionate about feet as Chris. It's like you can feel the passion. It comes out over the airwaves, and I just love that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Everybody sees them flexing over here.
Thank you. Absolutely. Good people over there. Okay, so the difference between the Feet First and the Good Feet store is a couple of.
That's number one.
That's one thing. But number two would be is that we not only do custom orthotics. So balancing up, there's 2 types. There's balance and alignment orthotics to strengthen ligament, tendons, and muscles. You still need an acumen and background to do such, yes. But then also there are orthotics that are complete customs that you would need basically for rest and recovery support. Somebody with, heavy neuropathy with nerve damage, or someone who has diabetic situations and things like that. And we're able to cater to even both those. 3 is that we have a bookend product called Power Step that even if you go to the podiatrist or physical therapist, you're going to be 85 to 90 bucks. Those orthotics are $39, and we still professionally fit you for them. So there's no way that any level that we're not able to take the situation and rectify the situation for our client. And then 2, we own all of the rights to the financing. So we have HSA, FSA, care credit, afterpay, and then we even have other lenders as well. And our orthotics don't exceed over $350 with those lifetime warranties. Oh, so wow. It's a big difference because orthotics, and everybody knows it. I'll let the cat out the bag. Anywhere orthotics are expensive. They can be very expensive, up to $1,100 to $1,200 for a pair of orthotics, and we're a fraction of the cost. And then not only that, with that lifetime warranty, we keep it covered for you. So that's a big difference. And you get to get orthotics typically the same day. So you walk in and you walk out within 35 to 45 minutes. I'm going to find a solution to your problem. Thank you. And I've heard that before. Thank you. Man, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys, and I thank you for having me. Thank you. And Jerry has, and I appreciate you, brother. I thank you guys for having me on. All right.
Man, they are here. I will bring them in right now and give them just like 2 seconds. Keep chopping it up. Thanks for that. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is this us? He's a high flyer. So for all my wrestling fans out there, man, do we have a treat for you? As people know, Louisville's like the hotbed of professional wrestling. We have the Harvard, well, you used to have the Harvard of professional wrestling here at OVW. But I got 2 guys in here right now that are bringing in one of the greatest of all time. And in 6 days?
Oh, we're talking about Mick Foley. Yeah, 6 days away. Yeah.
6 days away. Mick Foley's coming to town to do a little stand-up comedy at Logan Street Market. Why don't you guys take it away and kind of explain what's going on, everything you guys got going on as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I probably should clarify. 6 days. I did my math wrong there. It's actually 4 days. So May 13th at Logan Street Market, we got Mick Foley coming in. And if you've seen Mick Foley, you know he is one of wrestling's most prolific storytellers. Not only that, likes to call himself a stand-up comedian as well. So it's a mixture of those kind of things. You're going to get never before heard stories from his 40-plus years on the road, and you're going to get some of his stand-up routine where he's put together, obviously, hook and punchline, that sort of thing. The cool thing about this, though, is this is the very end of the 40 Years of Foley tour. So this is the very last stop. Louisville is the last show of that tour, so it's going to get
the best for last.
Exactly. And I think you're going to get some stuff you didn't get throughout the rest of the tour. Some stuff he's probably been wanting to do, has been saving. Maybe a little glimpse of what's going to happen for the next tour. And not only that, I didn't realize there was going to be a live feed camera that works out kind of nicely. We have the special edition shirts that are going to be there. Limited edition Mick Foley shirts. The three faces of Foley riding derby horses across the Kennedy Bridge. And a portion of all the sales are going to go to Dreams with Wings as well.
Okay, we've got Dude Love there. You got Mankind.
Oh, and Cactus Jack. Yeah.
And Cactus Jack.
All three faces of Foley.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what he has to say because, as we all know, growing up watching wrestling on Saturdays with the greatness that was Jerry Lawler, you know, Jim Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation, all those guys kind of coming through the Mid-South connection. I'm kind of interested to see like how is he going to shoot on Memphis and the greatness that was like a whole Mid-South wrestling. That is going to be interesting. Hear those stories. I know he was in the territory for a little bit, so that is going to be hilarious.
He spent a fair amount. Is my mic working? I'm not catching it in my ear. There we go. Thank you, whoever did that. Yeah, he spent a fair amount of time here in the southern region, the Midwest. And real quick, I do want to clarify, this is, even though it's a wrestler, this is not a wrestling show. There will not be a wrestling ring. There will not be anybody. There will be no violence. Hopefully, no violence. Only comedy, only good times, good vibes. Logan Street Market. We've got Mick Foley as the headliner, WWE Hall of Famer, the hardcore legend. And then we've also got Mike Bucci, who wrestled as Simon Dean and then Nova in ECW and actually had a little brief run-in with Cactus Jack in his ECW days.
Well, you got Nova coming. Okay. Yeah, I
Right.
was like you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be coming in. He's going to be our opener. And if my memory serves me, this will be his first foray into stand-up comedy. So if you want to come see somebody either knock it out of the park or completely bomb, we may very well see one of those two May 13th at Logan Street Market.
That's a way to talk them into the building. It's going to be great, or it's going to be terrible.
But hey, either way, it's entertaining television,
There
right?
you go. And what time or where can people get tickets?
So the show itself is going to kick off at 7 p.m. You can go to wearepowerbomb.com to pick up your tickets. That is wearepowerbomb.com. And tickets are on sale right now. There's 3 different tier levels, and you can pre-order that limited edition shirt on there as well. So we're really excited about the Mick Foley show. Like he's got a lot of history here. We'll probably even hear him tell some stories about being in the Louisville Gardens way back in the day as well. But we'd be remiss if we didn't mention we also have a show on June 6th where there will be violence.
Yes.
There will be wrestling.
And no comedy.
And, well,
Maybe
yeah, what is wrestling without a little
Right.
comedy? So on June 6th at back at Logan Street Market, I'm really proud to have our first foray into wrestling as far as a live event outside of OVW is Let's Fight on Logan Street. We've already got people announced from TNA like EC3, Jada Stone. They just debuted Sophia Rose and Orion. We got AEW Star Beef. They just they signed up as well. And we've got a big surprise that we'll probably be announcing next week as well. One of the biggest unsigned stars we could possibly put on the show. We're like, screw it, let's just put the dude on the show. And we're really excited because the big thing for us is like Steve and I are very much Germantown people. That's where our roots are. That's where we love to be. And we really wanted to bring something to the community of Germantown, you know, with Dainty Fest, Nisselberg Walk, just so many cool things. We wanted to do something to put our kind of wart on the body of Germantown, as it were.
That is.
No, I feel like I said exactly the way I needed it to.
I'll take it.
That's right.
But you know what? It's kind of our love letter to the town we live in, and we want to bring something special and fun. So when these kind of big names, you know, you're talking EC3, one of the biggest names in wrestling over the last decade. Jada Stone, one of the hottest stars in wrestling right now. Beef, one of the hottest stars in wrestling right now. The guy we're about to announce is going to blow everyone's mind. that's the kind of thing it means a lot to us to be able to bring to our community, not just put on a good show, but to do it in our hometown.
And beyond that, I do want to tell these people, yes, the doors are at 7 for Mick Foley. The doors are going to be at 2 p.m. for the wrestling show on Saturday, June 6th. But I highly encourage everybody, get to Logan Street a little early. Check out the venue. It's a unique
It's
spot.
amazing.
It's full of restaurants. There is a brewery. There's a coffee house.
Some
There
best coffee
are
in Louisville.
shops. There's just so much. There's an arcade. 3,000 square feet worth of arcade and pinball. It's multi-use. It's full of entertainment.
Bourbon tasting. Let's not forget about the
Right,
bourbon
you're
tasting.
absolutely right. There's
the Fight Club, the Flight Club.
I was gonna say, well, I don't know about the Fight Club, brother. What's that?
The first rules, we can't
That's in
talk
a
about
different.
that.
That's in a different room. They haven't let me in that room yet.
But the Flight Club that we can sample all the bourbon from Left Bank Bourbon, which is housed at Logan Street Market.
Right.
Actually, the distillery is in the back.
And then a lot of people don't know this. Got a beef bar.
There you go.
They got a little bit of everything. So Steve, I'm really glad you brought it up. Yeah, come early, check everything out, stay late, walk around, hit all the booths, hit all the vendors. We are on June 6th also doing an after party right down the street at Atrium.
Okay.
Atrium Brewing. We're taking over the whole block for the whole day. We're going to have the show start at 2 with the wrestling. There's going to be plenty to do in between. And then at 5 o'clock, we've got Hal Doughty performing live free at Atrium for an after party. We'll have some of the boys there. Brian and I will be there once we're wrapped up with the wrestling side. We're turning Logan Street into a giant party on June 6th.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, are you guys going to do like more than one wrestling show, or is this kind of like a one-off type of deal?
So I'm glad you asked. So we actually have had a lot. We had already planned on doing more than one show.
Awesome.
But the response we've had from everybody, and even some people reaching out like, "Hey, could you do a show here?" It's been really, really humbling and overwhelming. So yeah, I think it's very safe to say this is no longer even just a 1 or a 2 off. I think we've got some plans for the next even 12
We
months.
could have a thing going, but we're leaving ourselves open to, I guess, scheduling, whether or not we're going to do monthly, quarterly, bi-yearly, weekly. God, no, we're not doing weekly, not yet. But the right now, the plan is to have at least a second show and just continue on as long as we're both enjoying ourselves as much as we are now.
Man, our airwaves are always open, especially the wrestling, because we're all big wrestling fanatics. I remember as a kid, like everybody else in Louisville, going on to Tuesday nights at Louisville Gardens to watch your favorite wrestlers. My grandmother used to take me because she was the biggest wrestling fan. Like Coco Beware was like her dudes. Every time he was in town, we had to go see Coco and Frankie. Of course, for me, it was always Jerry King Lawler and Brickhouse Brown and some of those guys, some of those old school wrestlers. I just loved it. When the Moondogs came through, they were here for a little bit.
I loved the Moondogs. I got into wrestling because of what was the CWA, but then turned into the USWA around the time that I started watching in, let's say, 87, 88. But you're right. Brickhouse Brown, Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee. There were so many, worldwide famous names that their home was right here in Louisville and in the Memphis area, this 2 or 3 hour drive around. But Louisville was a hub, and the Louisville Gardens, which are still being used, again, not for wrestling, but for, just entertainment and filming in general. They turned it into a studio of sorts. But I'm glad to see that that's still going. I'd love to see more wrestling in Louisville, and that's what we're trying to do here.
You can never have too much wrestling. You never have too much wrestling.
Yeah, I think my favorite Louisville Gardens wrestling legend has to be my grandmother. I don't think she ever had a Diet Pepsi or cigarette that got finished. It was always tossed on the heel at the time.
Good.
It was always just like trying to throw that lit cigarette to let her know how much she hates him. It was an important part of the show back then.
It was a different era.
Completely different era, but man, I love it. I'm so happy you guys are bringing it back. I'm so happy to come see me. I will be there like front and center because I'm excited to see you guys and everything you're doing, especially starting with the whole stand-up comedy. That is just hilarious.
It's so we don't have to go into my biography. Steve and I have actually been involved in the comedy community for quite some time. I used to run the Comedy Caravan. I helped run the Improv down on 4th Street when the Comedy Caravan turned into the Laughing Derby. I was there as well.
Well.
So I always had tendrils in the comedy community. When Steve and I first started pairing up, we were in the comedy community and did some web series and stuff like that together. Did a podcast. So we've always been very intertwined there. And the parallels between professional wrestling and stand-up comedy are just so insanely parallel. I mean, it's the only art forms where you get delivery, immediate response. You know, like body slams, a cheer reaction, joke, you get a laugh. So the parallels as far as delivery and art is concerned are very, very similar. And then to Steve's point earlier, even routing. A comedian can hit New York, Kentucky, then Florida, and then Florida, Kentucky, New York. Wrestler can do the exact same thing. So doing those two shows at the same time makes kind of absolute sense, but it's also probably the stupidest decision we could have made launching a company because it has been stressful, man.
Who knew running a company would be stressful? I thought it was going to be
Hey,
easy.
you know what? I did my first live boxing match last year. We called it a Bourbon Barbecue Mayhem. They have it at Harley Davidson last year, having it at Harley Davidson again this year. And yes, I completely understand what it's like to book athletes, especially we had guys come from Mexico City, San Juan, Costa Rica, you know, all over the country flying in to fight and trying to schedule all that, get the contracts going. And
I couldn't imagine. We're just doing Orlando. I'm stressed with Orlando. I couldn't imagine trying to do, you know, these partially international flights.
Yeah, passports. Like that's not even.
No.
We've done bourbon passports. That's about as far as we've gotten in that is concerned. Man, yeah, you're doing a whole different level of things.
Oh yeah, it's fun and rewarding, but man, trying to get up to that point.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the rewarding part is like I think we're seeing that almost a daily. So in wrestling, they say you can make money, you can make friends. Luckily, we were friends before we ever got into wrestling, and we never had money. So it kind of so it worked out nicely. But I think that the good thing about what he and I are doing is every time we're like, hey, this would be a good idea, and then we're able to like book it and they'll sign up and they're on board, or but you know, like, hey, we'd love to have you as a sponsor. Like, it's something you guys is your all's thing. Yeah, absolutely. If it's you two, we're on board. That's been kind of like stress has been uncalculable, but the reward we've gotten back and people believing in what we're doing, be it a wrestler, be it a sponsor, be it fans who are buying tickets, saying we're excited to see you guys working again. That's been so gratifying that it's kind of almost even outweighing the stress, which is unbelievable.
Awesome. Now we're up against some breaks. Before we go, once again, where can people buy tickets? Time and place.
Time and place, Logan Street Market. We've got two shows. The first, May 13th, so 4 days away. And then we've got June 6th, the wrestling show. You can get tickets for both at www.wearepowerbomb.com. You can get those. You can see what we've got going on moving forward. We highly encourage you to go to both shows. We'd love to see you. We want to pack the house. We want to show these people that Louisville is the city that we know that it is. So come, don't sit on your hands, have a good time. And again, we'd love to see you.
Don't sit on anyone's hands.
Yeah, no hand sitting.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate you.
now being joined, Roman Kelly in the building. Thanks so much to the good fellas that they came in the last break talking about Chris Anderson. The first for us was another thing that they told me. Roman Kelly, you with me?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, we got to get into it, Rosa. We talked a lot about it. Before we talked about the NBA playoffs and all of the ridiculous things I saw last night, we did get a few texts in. So I want to make sure we, we give a little pause for the cause. You know what I'm saying? Everybody checking in. Hi, Bluetooth 414-1450 there at the Gateway Mentel Text line. Checking in this morning. Let's see. They said, let's see. Intern grade. I don't know what he said. I guess maybe he was talking about local basketball. He said, hello, this is intern grade. I feel like I need to see you before I believe it. I guess he's talking about Louisville making this big jump to this new thing. Hey, grades, bro. I mean,
Intern grade getting in on the show. Love that.
I love it. I appreciate you listening this morning, Greg. Shout out to you. Regardless of whether you believe it or not, Louisville's going to be, I feel like Louisville's going to be really good. Let's see. Next text says, good morning, wake up 502. Main event. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the mamas, and the baby mamas. It says, is the Chinese player on campus this weekend for show? Yes, Boyan Zhang is on campus. I believe he got here yesterday. He is going through these visits today, so we can definitely hear some news as early as, I guess, this afternoon. We can hear something. So he is there. Romy, you like cooking? Would you rather see
I'm not mad at the Boyan either. I think it's probably going to give him a bit of a pay cut, so I'm always like that.
I just like this because he got energy. Man, he talks crap. Like, a lot of times when you see a lot of the players from, Asia, a lot of Chinese players, Japanese players, usually they're kind of quiet. They just kind of go out there and play their game. They don't get really, really pumped up. Boyan is the complete opposite. Like, dude is talking smack acting like the whole game. He's like trying to dunk on people. He's doing the head top and he's trying to dunk on people. He's putting his $3 stuff, all that stuff. I like it. It feels like he's the type of guy that's going to be a fan base. You know what I mean? Because he's just going to get on the nerves with everybody. I like those types. Texas says Marco's video was AI. It was not AI. Do you feel like that was AI? When you saw the Marco video, I know it was a very nice looking picture, like it was oddly clear. It looked like a regular cell phone camera.
I didn't think it was AI. I thought it was scripted, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was. It's definitely definitely manicured and produced. You know, like they feel like they are overly produced. But I don't think it's AI. I saw somebody else say
No, AI.
nah. Oh, producer Matt checking in this morning, bro.
What's producer Matt saying?
Producer Matt said Alvin told me the other day that he can throw a football 60 yards, hit the baseball 90 miles per hour. He said, I love Roman to death, but the day I see him do either one of those things, I'll take him out to dinner.
Okay, look. I know the 90 miles per hour may be a reach, considering I'm only popping off at 63 miles per hour at the moment. That one is maybe a reach. We're shooting for 80 miles per hour there. That, the 60-yard bomb, I think you don't hit a football so long. I'll show you. That's nothing new there. Everyone knows that about me.
I like it. Hey, I just want to be there. I just want to be there. I want to see. First, I heard about you guys going to play basketball. Ain't nobody hit me up talking about playing basketball. Well, no, excuse me. Matt couldn't play ball. He said that you didn't come. Where I don't know where Matt was playing ball, but he was telling Mike about going to play ball somewhere. And he said you got the invite, but you didn't show up. But I'm going to tell you this, bro. If Matt invites you out, I need you to forward me that invite. Matt, I'm not going to hold you accountable because you ain't got my phone number. But I'm going to need in. Y'all going to be hoping I need to get in on it.
I'll let you know, Johnny. It was kind of like a day of thing. I already had plans for the evening. But at 91%, I I can't just be walking into any rush. I got to know what the environment's like and how the race is going to look and stuff. And I really got to look at more thigh work on my
Yeah, we don't need to
on
feel
my thigh. Now
right.
get that right before I go run a full court, still in the half court. I'm gonna do the half court right now, Raashaan. So that's why I haven't put up any full runs.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, yeah, please let me know. But yeah, no, you definitely need to keep working on. You'll be 91%. I'm going to you at least be 90, 95 plus percent when you get out there. Not too much technical breaks and all that.
Yeah.
Dexter says, Raashaan, normal basketball could probably bring back the doctor and dump all these fouls. The wild and dump like it is, would be all day long. The might break the dump record. I mean, honestly, I think there's a shot. Like, all these people. Like, I'm going to tell you what, the one guy that I feel like is getting disrespected from, and you tell me if you agree with this, I feel like Dave Diamond is being disrespected. Like, that guy is anytime you talk about being 7'5" with I think his wingspan is like 7'6". He has long arms, he's super tall. When you have a dude that's that big, and he's not slow, he's very short. I feel like, if you bring in a freshman, Bennett is is a highly touted number one prospect. To me, Gabe Dye, you put Gabe on him in practice at the start of the summer. Gabe was going to be literally his fourth year college basketball. Was very good player in the Rising League. One of the elite shot blockers in the country. Per like, I feel like he could give O'Bennett some wins. This was his
I definitely think like offensively he's strong. You can understand why he gets the disrespect offensively, right?
He's not a guy who throws the ball, and expect a bunch, but he's very coordinated for a shot. Now let me ask you, did you go back and watch that Horizon League championship game when Fulgaris from was out there at Robert Morris and Dave was playing the other side? Did you watch that game?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dave showed he was like a lot more composed and like coordinated.
He's agile out there for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, but he had a couple of nice finishes in transition, a couple of difficult lot finishes off glass. Like he was a lot better than what I thought he was. I thought that he was just 7'5", goofy and uncoordinated. But that's not really what I saw.
He can do some things. I don't know what the process is like, Sean. At 35, he can put the ball in the basket, he can block shots. And he can do each of those things at a high level for someone in house, which is huge, right?
Yeah.
Most typical guys don't do it in the residential team when they're playing college basketball.
Yeah.
And he can. With that being said, I just don't know what the process is like yet, right? I thought maybe a half step slow on what's going on mentally on the floor. But just when you're center, your development's been different, your training was different, how you learn instead of how you learn plays, what you're supposed to do. The timing and the anticipation is one of the most underrated aspects of center game. When he comes to set that screen, how long he sets it, when he sits, right? When he peels back out to set the pass, and he throws the hand up, and all these kinds of little things. But when he steals the chain out, when he steals the chain out off the ball, little things like that. I think he may, he's going to take up some time to address those things and a system like Pat Kelly that even if it didn't do with someone could have probably been slowed down, it's still, I'm going to imagine it's going to be a very game. I don't know how well we show. Don't know. Basically, what I'm getting at is I see Dave Diamond being a player that is a much better player for us at the end of the year for us.
Absolutely. No, I think that, and to me, honestly, I think this offseason, Dave Diamond is going to get the best player. Think about it. He's going to get every day in practice going to get Lawrence Duncan, the number one center in college basketball. Omega Easy, the number one center in high school basketball. And, a Swiss Army knife, 16-hour Harris, who can beat you inside and outside, the guy that he's had wars with for a couple of years in the Horizon. So, that's literally the definition of high time. I feel like all four of these guys are going to get so much better playing against that level of accuracy.
Sorry, say that a little more time?
No, I said I just feel like these guys, when you talk about just a chance to play against each other
Oh, yeah.
Those four
What
guys.
that's going to do for him in practice, the ability for him to minify those guys, have to try to score on those guys, and convincing those guys themselves, he's going to be ready to play, I think, with the physicality and the intensity by day one. Just, certain steps, certain plays, certain moments when he comes in and makes that pass. Hopefully he's ready for that.
Absolutely. So, Rome, let's go ahead and get to it. I appreciate you guys texting in, listening this morning. 502-1450, the Cardio Law Office hotline. Appreciate all you guys for texting in. Well, we got to get to this NBA playoff. We got about 10 minutes left, and I want to tell you what I saw last night. Everybody knows that the government released all of the alien files yesterday, right? They released all this footage of aliens flying across. They couldn't, identify what they were. They released tapes from Apollo 17 where they were talking about they saw stuff, out in space while they were going to the moon. But Roman, I saw an alien on the basketball court last night, and his name is Victor Wembanyama. 39 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He's got it. He's in his first playoff run ever has put himself in that category right now if he wasn't already there. Top 5 player in the league. I don't think you can deny it. He's the best defender in the league. I don't think you can deny it. I mean, what his 18 shots, Raashaan.
39 points.
13 for 18. He's 10 for 12 from the free throw line. He played the way that Shaq's been calling for him to play all these years.
And he's 3 for 5 for 3.
He showed it all.
Unbelievable.
And it's like there's a few moments out there where he was just a centimeter away from a block. Probably could have had 6 or 7 blocks, honestly, if he played that game again. They kind of got the perfect system outside of him, Raashaan, as well. You got a series of guards that was all staying off the bounce. Maybe not as jump shooters, but at least of guys who can be playmakers and put that pressure on the rim and scores and get it to the free throw line. Miller for 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Come on, Cass for 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Aaron Fox was 2 for 3, but he's 7 for 19. He's getting downhill, getting those twos, getting into the lane. Them the sub, getting into the lane, getting those twos. Like it's just, you got that thing as your other shooter out there, the Harrison Barnes, your best, Tony Johnson, your Dillon best, if that was even a thing,
Yeah.
I mean, how good is Martin?
How good is Martin Bryant?
Player of another team in there and playing at a certain level of how do you say, like looking to dominate versus looking to be the best team player. It's a different type of Spurs team now. Him saying, I'm going to go out there and dominate these Wolves. And what's really fun, though, is if you get anything else out of Julius Randle offensively in this game, Raashaan, if you get anything out of the right topic, it's probably a chance to win. I feel terrible for Ant because he is getting his ball. 32 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers. If he's on a bad team with a bone bruising, everything's not good either. And he's still doing it. 21 minutes. Those Rico Bears legs throughout last season. Those Rico Bears teams, they struggled in the playoffs because he doesn't play more in the fourth quarter. So if you're ever a team with Rico Bears, you can't play in the fourth quarter because of the act of Rudy, the mismatches that you create with guards that you have out there on the high pick and roll. Those really just goes too big. You can't play. If you don't have that guaranteed shot maker, that second option, that defensive second option with Julius Randle is not showing he's capable of being. 5 personal fouls, a foul trouble, doesn't hit a 3. I feel like you honestly got a more efficient night out of Hayes and Suckers, and not Reed has been better this series than Randall is time. So, I feel bad for Ant, because this is the year I think that Ant himself individually was ready to go and carry a team through those down. I want to say can't see the injury has complicated things, but really just Dante going out and not getting enough of the supporting cast to get that next man out the jolly. With that being said, though, Victor showed why he's one of the best players in the league already. The fact that he's already elevated his game in the playoffs is a very, very scary time for the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, like, the way I broke down this series, I think it felt like the game one felt like Minnesota was just the fact that they had so much playoff experience. You know, get through this couple of times, but came out with this urgency, physicality.
Yeah, the importance of a possession.
Yes, like it felt like they took advantage of that, and they had just enough to get it done in game one. But this feels like a series where I don't know if Minnesota knows what they're doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like the Spurs are just so good. I mean, Marcus Bryant is coming in the fourth quarter, and they're putting Marcus Bryant on game in crunch time. Marcus Bryant wasn't even expected to really be a part of the rotation. And this kid,
you remember that tweet I made about Marcus Bryant last year? I said the kid's gonna get it done.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like his defense, and then on top of it, by the way, he goes 2 for 10 from 3-point range in the fourth quarter. That's
Shoot.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like the Spurs are so good. That's what's scary is that people want to talk about how good the Thunder are and how this could be the Thunder dynasty. Honestly, dude, this is the Spurs dynasty. The question is their first championship going to be this year? I'm just because they're already so good, but they're not close to what they're going to do. Like Stephon Castle, like you talked about Randall having a tough day, it's because the point guard for the Spurs was shutting down Julius Randle.
You're right.
Think about that. Their point guard.
And he's got speaking of Castle, he's got a lot to add for his game offensively, but that's a second-year player, Raashaan. This is last year's Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
2025 Rookie of the Year.
Last
team in
last
the team in assists.
13 points, 12 assists last night.
In 40 minutes of a playoff game as a sophomore in the NBA.
Unbelievable. The Spurs are unbelievable. Like, and that's not even to talk about, we didn't talk about Dylan Harper yet. Like,
They're also lucky. Let's make sure we put it out there that they're extremely lucky as well. But they have done a lot of amazing work in their front office. You get your vet in Harrington Barnes, adding their young pieces that they've added as a lower pick in the draft.
and a veteran in the air.
Joseph Johnson has developed his game. He was the sixth man of the year this year. And if you've got a future like all NBA as a talent, he's just on the bench doing his thing, coming in a lot of make mistakes with Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper he's got the second highest ceiling on the team after Wiggins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got
And he plays 40 minutes a night. He's not even a critical piece of the rotation yet.
No, it's fun. I mean, they made all right moves. They made the perfect trade getting De'Aaron Fox. A lot of people question that trade. I felt like Fox was the perfect veteran guy. He's not having success. He's hungry, but he's not afraid of the moment. He loves to have the ball in those moments. To have, bring over a veteran big man that won a championship with the Boston Celtics in Luke Cornett, who's the perfect guy to come in when he's on the bench. It's just a perfectly masterfully put together line.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
What the other guys is as well, right? The way that they've been able to grasp and your two biggest creators at a different being and Alex Caruso and Shane Gilgeous-Alexander, like that's kind of crazy that that was led to a championship team. They're going to be here for a couple more years to come because the young guys they've got. They're so big for this person not being here for like a decade.
And I was on page 10 about, the eight of the 10 minutes talking about the Spurs and the Bulls because this feels like the only series in the semifinals that is going to be competitive. Right? But what do you think? When we go ahead, we only got about a minute and a half left. So just tell me, of the other series, is there anything you're looking for? Are the Lakers going to get a game? Can the Cavs make this a series? But what are you feeling about the other ones?
I think the Lakers get a game. I think that's the only game they did. Like the Cavs get a game. It's the only game they did.
What about
The
Kelly?
76ers,
You think are they
the
done?
76ers probably don't get a game. They should have got one last night. They didn't.
I agree. I think the Sixers
So-
are done.
I think they're going to get swept. I think the Lakers understand just because of one reason. You defended well enough in game one to win a game, and your offense was good enough for 3 quarters in game 2 to win a game. Combine those two on your home floor in 2 opportunities, and you should win one.
Yep. Agreed. Roman Kelly.
Yep.
I'm right there with you. I'm super excited. I need Donovan Mitchell to get this game tonight. And if he doesn't, I'm just excited to figure out where he can play because definitely not outside of my thing. Roman, thanks so much for checking in this morning. Appreciate you, brother. Congratulations on all you're doing. Good luck, and we'll be catching up soon, all right?
I'll see you next week, Sean.
So appreciate it. Roman Kelly checking in this morning. Thanks so much to him. Thanks so much to you guys for checking in and being a part of this. It was an awesome day. Thank you to the guys representing Nick Foley. Thanks so much, Chris Cannon. This is Raashaan Myers on Big X Radio. And we're out.